Hello there. Welcome to another talk, another meditation. The reason I say meditation all the time when I'm doing my talks is because that's what my talks are. It's I'm like this with myself. I'm just the way I am on these talks is the way I am in real life. But anyway, into the talk in hand. The topic. This is called releasing unconscious hurt ascends you. And the next question is, how does one release unconscious hurt? Well, unconscious hurts, what I'm really talking about is I'm talking about traumas. Stuff that's within your psyche, which is better known as the subconscious mind. And these traumas, issues that are in the subconscious mind, manifest our physical reality experience. And so when you have the big spiritual awakening, all of a sudden you're being guided by your higher self. That's what happened to me 10 years ago when I had an unexpected spiritual awakening. I'm like a total mind explosion. Because I had enough of everything. And really had enough. So much that it triggered a spiritual awakening. It ignited the awakening. And, what I'm saying here, is linked with this topic. Because I went on a pathway of inner healing. And I learned that, a lot of that inner healing is what you're doing is you're releasing these traumas, these issues that is within the psyche. And like I say, you're healing really deep. You're healing these wounds that manifested your parents. Because it's your subconsciousness that manifests your parents. Right? It's all subconscious. That's also what the ether is. There's a subconscious reality and a physical reality, a apparent physical reality. But when you do the inner work, when you realize that you can only perceive others and life based on your subconscious mind, then you can start the healing process. Right? And then what happened to me was, my personality changed. Before my spiritual awakening, I was a compulsive liar. Was just the copy of my parents. And hyperactive, anxiety, crazy depression, suicidal thoughts, drugs, alcohol. And obviously, you're listening to me talk, so you know that person is completely the complete opposite now of what I used to be. And that's because of releasing this unconscious hurt. And how do you do that? You basically go with whatever is in the present moment. So if you want something, you basically go with what you want. If you cry, you don't hold back. You cry if you want to, and so you're just feeling everything and letting yourself go through it. What most people do is will find a way to distract themselves. For males, they might drink alcohol, take drugs. For women, they might just breed. It's just it's another way, and this is true. They might just breed. And it's not because of their love for children, it's because they want to distract themselves. That's no basis for bringing up children, but that's the way it is. But this stuff within you that's making you want to distract yourself, it can be healed. And how you heal it is by doing the inner work. You've got to really face yourself. You've got to sit by yourself and allow yourself to reveal itself to you. And in that moment, you are the therapist and your subconscious is healing because of this. And when you're doing this, you're tuning in with your higher self, higher knowledge, higher perspectives, aliens, higher beings, because it's an infinite reality. There's infinity, just infinity. So there's limitless power. But these unconscious issues blocks it. You see, like when I first had this awakening, first thing I was asking was, why wasn't I awake before? And obviously you're programmed to not be awake, and this is, around the whole planet. It's not just me. And in general, that on the whole planet, there's a mass spiritual awakening going on. So, but back to releasing unconscious hurt. That's what it's all about. It's all about the inner work. It's all about, instead of externalizing your reality, really face yourself and stop externalizing your reality. You see? People might have done this to you, might have done that, might have done the other. But you wouldn't manifest those kind of people if you were healed enough and ascended enough. So, and also releasing unconscious hurt is about going with what you want. Too many people talk about fighting against your desires, but desires, what manifests these desires and these arousals for these desires is the subconscious. You see? And it's healing itself through sensory pleasure. You see? So it's not a sin, it's a way to heal yourself. But religion is a systematic thing. The real spirituality is the lived spiritual path, which is the inner journey. And so it's all about the inner work. Feel, think, whatever. Don't fight against what's going on. Also, if you do fight against what's going on, don't beat yourself up about it. And as you do this, you're saying it's okay to yourself. You're letting go more and more of this unconscious hurts. Sex as well. I'm not talking about just random people. I'm talking about like soulmates, twin flames, love. That is another way of healing, a very healing experience. That's why they pervert sex. When passion, like that, you're releasing traumas. That's why that, and also you can actually, pay attention to your arousals and sexual arousals. And also arousals, you don't just get sexual arousals, but you get angry arousals. You get emotional arousals. And what these arousals are is unconscious issues again. And the reason you get aroused, because the whole point is you get aroused and you act upon the arousal, and then you heal the arousal. Heal, from that experience of the arousal. So you go with your arousals. What do you feel? What is your instinct saying? It's like on this planet with all these religions, it's like teaching people to fight against what they really feel. You see what I mean? So basically you're teaching people to ignore their instincts, which is wrong. You know, you've got to return to the animal that you are, an instinctual animal. Because ultimately, you know, people talk of Kundalini, tantric awareness. That's the core essence of who you are. And how do you get there? This inner healing work. Because this energy, the source, the core essence of who you are, it's like the gold right in the pit of your stomach, that's the core of it. And the system obviously is pretty simple. You know, you just create a reality that's going to brainwash people. You've got to have them traumatized. So it wouldn't be in just a situation of just doing it within the last 10 years. It would have to be hundreds or even thousands of years. But there's, like I've said earlier in this talk, there's a spiritual a mass awakening happening. So yeah, whatever you feel, whether it's arousals, sexual, emotional, whether you want to eat something, whatever is going on, listen to those instincts. You know, go with your gut and your instincts. Forget the head, go with the heart and your instincts. And in that, you're releasing these unconscious wounds. You see, and what you'll notice is as you're healing like this, you'll notice that you're not getting depressed as much. You're not as anxious. It's like semen retention. The real semen retention pathway is not fighting against sexual urges, but it's actually giving into the sexual urges until you get to a point where you're strong now. So it's like it's not a fight anymore. You see? That's the real semen retention. A lot of guys are practicing it when they're not actually ready. They're fighting against their instincts. You're meant to do that in a very natural and organic way by going with your sexual desires. And you'll naturally become so strong that you'll be able to say no more easily. And this is all through releasing whatever it is that needs to be released. It's a pathway, this spiritual awakening path. So it's just about going with whatever is within, whatever you feel. You can only work with whatever is in this present moment. And I'll also understand that where you are now isn't going to be where you are in the future, because you're doing the inner work. That's changing. That's heightening your vibration to a much higher level. So go with what you want. Go with your desires, whatever emotion you're feeling. And you'll notice how you're not getting those emotions anymore. They'll start to fade. And until nothing, and then you'll reach your core essence, which is this beautiful peace, but within it is an orgasmicness, an aliveness, a euphoria. absolute bliss. That's the real heaven. And I'm just going to leave it there. For latest updates, talks, news, research, and much, much more, please do visit my website at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you.